Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network, and we are still on the Grand Hotel's premises, and we're here for the Policy Conference put on by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we have with us right now Justin Winslow from the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association. Did I get it right?
And lodging.
Oh my God, that's the best memorization I've ever done.
You nailed it.
So listen, you're smiling, and I'm saying to myself, there's probably nobody's membership in the state of Michigan that really got beat up more by COVID-19 than yours.
Yeah, there's no doubt that it's been 2 pretty hard years, but we are resilient and recovering. I think we're not exactly out of the woods yet. It's hard to make profit in this industry right now because of overhead, but the mood is significantly more optimistic. We just had the National Restaurant Show in Chicago, and the mood was upbeat. People were optimistic about what the future looks like. It's just going to be a different industry than it used to be.
Really? That's really good.
Yeah.
All right, so I assume your industry is getting hit by the number one problem that's facing all businesses, and that's talent.
Yeah, we are still about 35,000 people fewer working in leisure and hospitality, so restaurants and hotels, than were working in this industry before the pandemic. But that demand is at least as high, if not actually a little bit higher than it was pre-pandemic. So it's a struggle to meet that demand, and you see it everywhere, from places even like the Grand Hotel here.
Wow. That's and haven't they done a marvelous job? I think of people like you who come through and they look at the curtains. Are they straight? All that stuff. I think they've done a marvelous job of holding on to the integrity of this.
David Jersik is the new president here, and he's doing a fantastic job. It is a logistical miracle that all the things that are necessary to make this happen and to do it with the precision that they do, I'm impressed. And they, the quality is still very, very, very high here.
Well, it's interesting because being from Lansing, of course, I've known Dan Muster for a lot of years, as you have, right? And when you talk to them about the logistics involved, like getting the horses off the island, getting the help here from the islands, in reality, I mean,
we could go a long time on H-2B visas, but we shouldn't. But yeah, the labor issue is the challenge here on the island. There 500 people live here, and you have 10,000 people a day. Those numbers don't jive very well to get an adequate workforce to meet the demand.
So let me ask you, is your industry getting hit by supply chain at all, and things not coming through?
Yeah, we call it the 3-legged stool of misery, Chris, right?
Nice.
Not enough talent and workforce out there to meet demand, inadequate supply. We don't get commodities that we need, and so restaurants are changing menus on the fly by the day. It's the reason probably the QR codes are probably here to stay, because no menu is staying the same, because you don't know what you're going to get at any given time, and that's a challenge as well. And then, inflation, wage inflation, and inflation overall is rising prices quickly.
Those are number 2 and 3, actually, on the misery scale for businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And we feel it like everyone else is feeling it right now.
Yeah. How'd your membership hold up through all this?
Well, actually, we increased total membership. We lost some members to clearly. We lost 3,000 restaurants during the pandemic, but our percentage of membership went up because more people were joining. I think we were so out front and aggressive in sharing information and being a voice for the industry that I think it gave us exposure.
Justin, let's talk a little bit about your background, how you wound up where you are.
Pure dumb luck. No.
Oh, I could say the same.
I was the government affairs director for the association before, worked in Lansing for a long time as a legislative staffer for different senators, and ran some political campaigns back when I was in my 20s.
So you didn't have to be a chef or come through a culinary...
Listen, I am one of the 1 in 3 Americans who work in any capacity that started in the restaurant industry. I worked in several restaurants before getting started in the government side.
All right, so what is next? I mean, what do you see coming into the industry? When we talk 4.0 with Tom Kelly at Automation Alley, it's automation. I mean, it is bringing in more technology. It's more artificial intelligence, et cetera. What do you see? And to start that off, for the first time, we saw kiosks in McDonald's lobby.
Yeah, that's the 1 and 2. I think technology is going to play a different role, an increased role. I think this industry has always been slow to adapt to technology, but it's very aggressively out of need, filling into that. There's a great company we work with out of Midland called Bring Your Own Data, and it uses AI to make restaurant operations far more efficient. Working on a hotel version as well. So that's part of our future. But it's still hospitality. This is a people business, and you need human interaction. And so the new equilibrium is I think what we're in the middle of trying to find right now.
Yeah, so my wife's a dietitian, and she smells and tastes everything. I can't tell good food from bad, but I can tell a good restaurant from a bad one, and it's usually the interaction with the waitress or the receptionist or somebody.
Yeah, listen, you're right. And the culture is critical. I think anyone in this industry who didn't take that seriously before are the ones who are suffering more now and don't have the team in place because you didn't have the culture that made people want to be there every day. And that's critical. And some of them are learning that the hard way, but it's getting better.
So you're an advocacy group also. What are the issues right now standing in the way?
Well, there's a lot of federal dollars that are still hanging out there that the legislature and the governor are working on. We have an ask in there to help. We have a training institute we created to frankly help recruit back some of the workers we lost and to train them properly and try to demonstrate that this industry can't just be your first job. It can also create a ladder of opportunity in a career. So we're focused on that right now, and then maybe a little less seriously, but still important, swim up bars. Swim up bars at your favorite water park might be in our near future.
Oh, I like that. That's swim up.
We do it all.
This is my demise. I will be drowned somewhere, leaving the last round. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, listen, Justin, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Justin Winslow from the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association, one of the many people up here representing industries at the Policy Conference on Mackinac Island. I'm Chris Holman. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network.